Today on For the Record.
I would rather have people walking in to an airport that reflects the Pittsburgh of today rather than having them walk into a Pittsburgh that reflects yesterday.
The future of Pittsburgh International Airport.
We wanted this built by Pittsburgh for Pittsburgh.
The big project propelling it forward and the developments that are already taking flight.
There's so many things that are happening here at the airport, more than just planes landing.
For the Record starts now. Welcome you to For the Record. I'm Ryan Recker. Well, if you've been to Pittsburgh International Airport anytime recently, you have seen the ongoing construction and the $1.5 billion terminal modernization project, which is well underway. This morning, I learned more about the project and its long-term impacts. We start this morning with my conversation with Christina Cassotis, CEO of the Allegheny County Airport Authority. Christina, nice to be with you. So much to talk about as it pertains to the future of the airport. But before we go there, let's talk and reflect on the 25th anniversary of the Airport Authority and that significance as we reach that quarter-of-a-century milestone.
That was a bold move for the county and one I really applaud. I think that airports that are run by authorities and boards are better managed, better run, and better able to get things done quickly than those that are run by cities, counties, or states. And I wouldn't have come if it weren't an authority, so I'm very glad that they made that decision.
Yeah, it was a selling point for you, and you near the 10-year mark here in your role.
Yes, starting in January. It'll be 10 years, which is a surprise to me. I thought I was coming for 3 and then I'd go do bigger and better, but it turns out everything I've ever wanted to do, we can do here to change the industry.
All right, so anyone that comes here and travels, they see there's obvious construction going on. There's a lot of orange out there, but that's a good thing. That's a sign of obvious progress. Where are we in terms of the construction process and the modernization program now on track for opening in 2025?
We will open in 2025, and I want to remind everybody that the reason we're doing this is because this is no longer the new airport. One of the things I learned quickly when I moved to Pittsburgh is that everybody says, oh, you know, the new airport. And I'm thinking, well, it's almost over 30 years old. And being an authority has let us work with our airline partners in order to fix what this facility should do and can do for the community. Has been really important in order to move quickly, bring innovation in, and act as a business would act to take care of passengers, partners, and staff. And we're about 70% of the way there, a little bit over. We'll open next year, probably third quarter.
Talking about the specific construction process, we're seeing 1,000 local workers on site daily. The steel was manufactured here locally, which is great things for the short term. How about, Christina, the long-term benefits? What can we expect in terms of jobs, revenue, and impact on the local economy?
Well, thank you for asking that question because it's so key. So first of all, no local taxpayer money is building this terminal. This is all getting paid for by the airlines and by the revenue we generate. The long-term impacts are that it's going to work better for Pittsburgh, for people who fly in and out of Pittsburgh. It will be a shorter time to your gate. It will feel better, it will look better, it will reflect and serve the community. The jobs in the long term will be related to all of the innovation that we're bringing in that are possible now in a new terminal and all over the campus that we have here. So I would say that this has been the result of, you know, the long-term impact is the authority model let us do this in the first place. And in the second place, by working with our airline partners, in the second place, this is going to benefit the region by being in itself an economic engine that will work better for the region, which means more jobs. At the end of the day, it's just more jobs.
I know the traveler out there will have a lot of questions and a lot of excitement and anticipation as well as they look forward to the new enhancements here. You saw a tremendous uptick in travel this past summer, which is a great thing, but with that, of course, comes longer wait times, longer security lines. How will all of that be enhanced in the new terminal?
Right now in the new terminal, we will have one main security checkpoint. There will be no more, can you go upstairs, cross the road, go into, the secondary screening checkpoint. We will have one checkpoint with enough capacity and newer machines that will allow for faster processing. It just will make a lot more sense. It will be a shorter time to the gate. There won't be that anxiety of which train am I getting on. And for people coming in for the very first time, if you ever walked out over to the airside with a badge and somebody says to you, how do I get outside? And I say, oh, well, you go down 2 escalators and you get on a train. They're like, no, I just want to go outside. And I say, right. You get on 2 escalators, you get on a train. It's a very complicated airport if you're not from here. So this will work a lot better for people coming in for the first time, and we want them to come back.
I know the travelers are also going to be curious about flight options. Direct flights are obviously a big thing with people. When it comes to improving direct flight options, how do you see that process unfolding?
So first of all, I would say that we have 2 mandates. One is we better be safe and secure or nothing else matters. And the second is we better have airlines serving us, and we better have the right airlines serving us to the right markets. The fact is that we are always working on this. It is our license to operate, in my mind, with the community. As long as we keep delivering for the community the nonstop flights that they need, they will continue to understand why we are making more and more improvements. We are always, we have a lot more we can do in Europe, a lot more. We know that Ireland is a very exciting market for folks. We know that continental Europe is important, specifically Germany or Amsterdam. So we're working on that. We're looking at cargo options. We are looking at improving frequency and size of aircraft in our domestic markets. We have more we can do on the West Coast. It's just constant, and we're in a constant competition against every other place that airplane can fly to secure it. So it's a big job.
You mentioned that competition. For anyone that does travel, that surveys and sees a number of airports, are there examples out there of airports that have gone through a modernization that would be similar to what we'll see here in Pittsburgh?
I would say there are a lot of airports that are going through modernizations. I'm going to tell you that I think ours is going to beat them all out because of the focus we have on making sure it works for the passenger, and not just a certain type of passenger, but all passengers, which is why we have Presley's Place, which is why we have worked so hard on our accessibility initiatives. We also want to make sure it works for the people who work here, and that it is an environment where people feel like they want to come out and invest in their career. Aviation's a great industry. We want more people in it. So I would say that this is just overall an amazing project that will allow for a lot more impact in a community that deserves a lot more benefit.
So Christina, in life or in business, there are needs and then there are luxuries. How much of a need is this for this area?
It's table stakes. If your airport doesn't work well, your economy is not going to do all it can do. And this airport is brilliant. It was built 30-something years ago for a very specific airline and serving a very specific need for a hub. That's over. And we want to make sure that the airport is delivering everything it can for this community. So I'd say this is not a luxury, this is a need. There will be things in there that will be fantastic and people will feel like they're luxuries because they're so different. But this is absolutely table stakes for this community to do what it needs to do and to realize its economic potential.
Pittsburgh is looking forward to a couple of really big sporting events coming up. The US Open here in 25, the NFL Draft in 26. How important is a new facility like this in attracting big-time events and sporting events?
I think a new facility makes it easier for the airport to participate in showing what the community is. I would rather have people walking in to an airport that reflects the Pittsburgh of today rather than having them walk into a Pittsburgh that reflects yesterday. So we will not be open in time for the US Open, but it'll be shortly after that. We will definitely be open in time for the draft and for everything else that's coming. So I think it becomes a selling point, and that will be important.
I see you have a big smile on your face, as you should. This is a huge accomplishment. I know a lot of work has gone into this, and certainly has to be one of the highlights of your near decade here.
It is. I'm really proud of the team that we've built here. I'm proud of the fact that the authority model has let us hire subject matter experts, and we have been able to draw from a wide range of applicants from around the country and around the world. We have a phenomenal team that is doing great work. But there's so much more to come. You know, we're looking at clean energy. There's so much potential in this community because it has so many assets that we can assemble here, and that's what's kept me here, and I'm excited, always.
Still ahead on For the Record.
It's very exciting, and they know that their lives are about to change.
The program creating jobs and helping in the airport's transformation.